Let's talk a bit about Jill and why I think she's kinda dope. The weirdest thing about Jill in this game, as she throws away an ink ribbon, I don't even need an ink ribbon to save. Yeah, Jill throws away an ink ribbon at the start, which is cool. She doesn't even need to save. Here's like a big, weird thing of this character. Jill is from a series of games called the Resident Evil series. And this girl barely ever uses a gun. She has a rocket launcher, and it's terrible. It's arguably one of her worst special moves in this entire game, which I think is hilarious. She does use a gun. She has a special move for it, but it's a counter, and only if you're hit during this counter do you actually get to see the gun. It's weird how, like, they gave Cable, like, this standing pistol, but they're like, oh, we gave Cable the standing pistol and pew 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 shoot. Oh, no, we can't, you know, well, we can't give that to Jill, right? No, I guess not. That's what I feel the argument sort of boiled down to, is the fact that Jill can't have a gun in her neutral just because everybody else kind of has guns, or we have other characters that have guns. It's unfortunate, but this is the, can't even like combo into this thing. It's actually, and it barely does any damage in comparison. It's not good. Let's see if I can actually land this counter just to get an idea. The computer will never attack me, dude. This bitch-ass computer is never going to attack me. Oh, and not when I'm doing a counter? Hell no. Difficulty. Is this going to... Okay. Okay, asshole. I can't believe this fucking game. Oh my... What? Did I just see it? Did it not work? What? This is bullshit. Magnus, you can lick my ass. Somebody hit me, for Christ's sake. It's now 3 times with this counter, which is actually a trash move. I just want to see the goddamn gun, game. There we go. So she has a gun. I wasn't lying, okay? She has a gun, and it's not even that good. Don't ever do the heavy one, by the way. Just don't ever do the heavy one. There we go! And then you can mash the button to get more bullets. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to see the damn thing work. It's a counter hit, but then she actually has to push you. If the push doesn't land, you never see the gunshot. And this is why you never ever see Jill use her gunshot. It's attached to the weirdest damn move ever. And it's so inconsistent, it's not even funny. Jill move number 2 is this rushing shoulder, and I don't even, does this thing have a name? Because it doesn't appear to be like anything from Resident Evil. Charging stars. Wait a minute. Is that an in-joke revolving around Captain America? Because Captain America has charging star and he rushes forward with his shield, kind of similar to this. Wait a minute, is that a pun? Did they literally design an entire move around being a pun around the stars unit? And then charging star? I never knew it was called that. That's actually hilarious. This move's kinda cute. You don't really use it in many situations on the ground or even in the air. I don't think you can actually do anything from it. You sorta can? No, this move is like, only in a very specific situations would you ever really want to use it outside of normal attacks. However, on the ground, you get that, which isn't great, but in the air, you get this, and the first hit of this leads directly to her super. There we go. And that's immediately pretty good damage. Now, the gimmicky thing of this move is that you can press fireball forward with punch on the heavy version, and instead of doing the actual shoulder strike, she gains energy. This is kind of similar to what Mega Man does in this game, where Mega Man can essentially charge with his heavy attack and then build like a really, really big buster attack. However, when Mega Man does it, he just lets the buster forward and he can follow up after, which makes it good. The problem with this move is that when you let this shit go, it keeps, right? It like for every second you hold it, it builds up like a hit or something like that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's not amazing. It's like, it's not great. It'll just keep on going. It'll go up to like 99 hits, but if you let it charge for that long, the problem is that you don't find yourself really holding this thing down all the time with Jill, right? Unlike Mega Man, where Mega Man's charge shot's actually pretty damn good. He lets the charge shot go and then can run behind it. Jill can't do that. She essentially just has her whole body is now occupied for what, 90 seconds or something if you choose to hold down with it. Here's actually the problem. I'm holding down heavy punch right now. I can't do an air launcher. Her air launcher is down heavy. So even if I wanted to combo into this, I pretty much have to do light to heavy kick. And I canceled out of it there, but still, it doesn't actually do anything. So there's another problem, right? Like, since I'm holding down heavy punch, I don't get this, and I can't do one of these, right? It's a little not as thought through. This is another reason why you don't see the charge version of Charging Stars all too often. You see it whenever you're like, oh, I just gotta remind myself to do this. We already talked about Grenade Launcher because it's freaking terrible. I hate this move, and it's not good. One of her better specials on the ground is Birds and Dogs. Fireball Forward Light Kick is Dog, and it's not bad. It always jumps around the opponent. You can't combo into it or anything, but it's a spacing tool, and I've always loved this about Jill, how she can actually just throw Birds and Dogs. And then if you do Fireball Back, you get a regular zombie without red blood, of course. And this acts as a proper capture state, which is actually kind of dope. Damn, she ducks under the bird. I never realized that. Look at the animation of her ducking and... wow, for some reason, I subconsciously never put this information together. She hops over the dog, and she ducks under the bird. I have never put that shit together in my head. I've always just accepted that's just what she does, and I've never actually seen it. How cool. And then you do Fireball Back with, I think it's Heavy Kick. You get Flaming Zombie. And this one doesn't capture state, it just does damage, right? It just smacks you and does a little bit. The interesting thing about both zombies, I can punch them, and they stay there. And if the opponent walks into it, you almost have to like put him over here and then hope it hits him. Are you shitting me? No wonder I never use this. Watch him go in the wrong direction. Is he always gonna go in the opposite direction that I'm facing? That is bollocks! Bollocks, Jill! This is one of the things that holds the character back from being truly good. For some reason, how cool would it be if the zombie could walk into you? The flaming zombie is unblockable, technically. But the fact that he can never repel you, like, right? That's like the gimmick of the fire dude. Since he's unblockable, we're always gonna have him reflect in the opposite direction. I've never realized that. I've never realized that. How about, let's do regular zombie, rocket launcher. That's actually great. That's actually great. So, heavy zombie, this is why I usually never use it, right? In this situation, it's like one of the only opportunities you could do it, but you need a very, 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 very specific setup to get them to that point. Yeah, I don't use heavy zombie very much. I like light zombie almost more than any of them because of how much practicality it sort of has. Yeah, it's for like a meaty corner situation, but you'd have to like, almost anyone is going to roll the fuck out of the corner and just avoid this zombie completely, which is what generally happens. So nothing is specifically amazing on her, except this. Her slide is super good. And the reason her slide is good is that you can hit confirm off of it. So you can lead to actual stuff. And this leads to her pretty much only combo path that she really has that leads to about half damage as well. Good thing about slide is it's cancelable. So if you want to cancel into zombies or some weird shit like that, it's completely doable. Now the interesting thing, there was a meta that was developed with this because you can obviously roll out of this. So the problem with Jill is that if you want to go for, you know, the sweep and then pick them up and go for the combo, the opponent can roll out of that shit. If they're ready for it, they're mashing Fireball Forward or Fireball Back or something to immediately roll out of that shit. Now, here's the thing. Here's where Jill actually ended up getting a little bit of high-level meta. If you know that somebody is rolling on Wake Up all the time after slide with Jill, you can do this. Ugh. Which is actually pretty sick. It's some grimy stuff, so at this point you need to if you're going to be fighting against Jill, you need to, if someone commits to this, they're obviously not going to be able to get, you know, the slide into light into heavy, right? It's just not gonna happen. So you need to be like in your opponent's head enough to know that they're gonna be tech rolling this. Here's another weird thing, check this out. You can't hit your opponent low during this. It's super awkward, man. So if I try to even sweep him here, I think this is actually a bug, right? I think this has always been a bug that was unintentional. You have to do like raw, stand heavy. It's kind of odd. Do you have any bread and butter Jill combos? That's pretty much it, right? I think there is something super gimmicky you can do with Jill in the corner, like. Yeah, there's some weird gimmicky thing that you can do when you're in the corner, but her basic bread and butter combo is essentially this. And then mash the shit out of it. So she gets about half health. That's actually decent. For a lot of characters in this game, that is decent damage. Yeah, you found an unblockable combo zombie with Jill. There absolutely would be setups for it. It's just you would need a lot of team composition to make that happen, like a lot. Something like this. But then you can get, you know, Gambit involved. You can get a little freaky in that department. In fact, I think with Gambit, right? I mean, right? I mean, I think there actually probably is something here. There you go. That's actually, I mean, it took me no more than 30 seconds to find a setup, but it looks like we already found a setup with unblockable zombie. Oh, God. Hang on. I have to land this on Steve one day. Yeah, don't jump up forward. That's pretty cool, right? That's actually pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about supers. Her obvious big hyper, what is it called? Don't tell me it's called hypercharging stars. Oh God, it is. All right, yeah, the super can be done on the ground or the air, but you're never gonna be doing it on the ground, right? You're only gonna be doing it in the air. And the damage is always pretty decent, like I was saying earlier. Ooh, God, I don't even know if doing it on the ground is even worth it. Maybe only very specific situations. Maybe. Her other super, which is actually her worst one, is Rocket Launcher. Fireball forward with kicks. I've always hated this super. It does so little damage. There is a way to combo into it, though, naturally, and I think it's jab short into Rocket Launcher, but look at how pathetic the damage is. It is just super bad, man. You can't do it in the air either. It's just like this cute, interesting little super that I wish shot like way more rockets and did way more damage, because it is neat, right? It is neat. However, their creme de la creme super, which you don't see too often because you gotta like be very specific comboing into it, is Tyrant. And it looks awesome, right? They actually have a Tyrant sprite. It looks dope. However, there is a gimmick to this super that I showed off a long time ago. And there's more to it. Let me know if you've ever seen this before, because I was shown this a couple years ago and I had to be told about it, and I was like, what? If you do the Tyrant super and then you press Fireball forward with kick while the super's happening, you'll blow up the Tyrant as well as the opponent who's falling into the blast. Like, what? This shit I had to be told this existed. And to be honest, until I saw it in the actual move list, I was like, wait, what the hell? I'm not too sure if this is a level 3. Yeah, the blast damage is kind of tiny. It's not super worth it. There is ways to straight combo into this move, which is kind of cool. And you need capture assists, like Gambit with cards, Thanos with bubble, you know, some weird shit like that. Can you DHC into Tyrant? Pretty sure you can, right? Pretty sure you can. Oh, you for sure can. Yeah, it's the thing is, in this game, DHCs, you can DHC to whatever super you want. I think Dragon Ball's still limited in which move you can DHC to. Yeah, this game, like the rest of the Versus series, you can just choose whatever super. You just do the motion of the next character's super, and that's how it comes out. The question is like, how possible is it? That's not a bad DHC sequence, in all honesty. It's really not a bad DHC sequence. I think it's actually kind of effective. If it does that much damage. The good DHC sequences will just outright murder the other opponent. So pretty much avoid this super at all costs. DHC into Tyrant if you get the opportunity to do so. What you're going to be seeing for the most part is this. God, he was actually way too high up there. Well, it's a kill sequence, right? That's pretty dope. If you end up landing a hit confirm with Jill in the corner, it's not bad. Was it a true combo? It's not supposed to be a true combo. This move is unblockable, and you're pretty much forcing the opponent to fall into it. So it's not supposed to combo. It is indeed a kill sequence, but you need to find the time to get this zombie out because they're gonna fall into it no matter what. So it's technically a reset of damage, which is where, you know, still gonna kill. But I didn't even know that shit existed, right? Like, I forgot that, like, huh, well, maybe if this is unblockable, we could get him into the corner. Maybe we could actually figure out a proper kill sequence with her, which is tough to do with Jill just because she's got so much. She's not super viable, right? She's like an incredibly mid-tier character. But the difference between the high tiers and the mid tiers of this game is so big. She'd be like a D rank character by comparison to the majority of characters which are actually usable. Aggressively average, yeah. That's kind of what it boils down to. But I like her. I think her character animations have some fantastic looks to them. Wait a minute. Do I have? That's it. It just says yep. And when she wins, she puts down a flare and says, come on, come on, come on. Waiting for the helicopter to show up. It's kind of dope. Yeah, that's Jill. I love her. I'm glad she's going to be in Resident Evil 3 soon. And she'll always be a character I love to play in Marvel 2, regardless of how good or bad she is.